Welcome to another highly questionable Thursday. This rose-colored, wine-colored thing is my father, Poppy. That's Mina Kimes. What do you like on the show today, Mina?
Somebody threatens violence, and for once, it's not this guy.
Dale, Papi.
Are the Raptors in trouble if they cannot beat the Bucks on a night when the Freak Rig had a bad game?
All right, it's the Greek Freak, and I hope they started this segment with these two inexplicably clapping the performance of the Milwaukee Bucks. The matchup we all wanted, mano a mano, in this round of the playoffs. Brook Lopez going off against Kyle Lowry inexplicably. The part that's problematic for the Raptors, and the only part that's problematic, is that Kawhi Leonard was 10 of 26. The Milwaukee Bucks made Kyrie Irving an inefficient basketball player. If they can make Kawhi Leonard an inefficient basketball player, they will end him as well. But I spent the morning today, one of the saddest mornings of my life, going through the game logs of Brook Lopez from this season. You want to know how many times he scored 29 points this season? That was the only one last night. You want to know the only time he had 11 rebounds in a game this season? That was the only one last night. If that happens again, they're going to lose again, too.
I love Brook Lopez. He is the answer to the question, what if Andrew Luck played basketball? I mean, have you heard him talk? They sound exactly the same. But Dan's right. He's unlikely to go off for 29 points again. And I'm not terribly worried, even though Giannis is probably not going to have as bad of a game. Neither is Kawhi, right? Which sounds crazy to say about a guy who scored 31 points, but as we saw, was largely neutralized in the fourth quarter, went 0 for 3 from the field. To me, it's because he was absolutely gassed. Didn't take a single break in the third quarter. I don't think that'll happen again. I expect Kawhi will go back to being the Kawhi we've seen so far in the postseason, and it should be a close playoffs.
Keep in mind, what you were watching last night is the real-time evolution of that sport that has happened over the last 5 years in a way that's weird. It's not just that Kawhi and Giannis are obviously extraterrestrials. Think about what I'm about to say for a second. At the end of that game, that's Brook Lopez and Marc Gasol going back and forth on threes. That's a little bit crazy.
There was only one analyst at this table who had the courage to predict that Kyle Lowry was going to have a big game.
He did say that. He did. Oh, he's throwing it to the video. A callback, baby.
I got a sleeper who I think is going to have a very big series.
All right, who's the slipper you've got?
Kyle Lowry.
Okay, I'm sorry. Wait a minute. You don't get credit for that. You don't get credit for an accurate prediction.
That's right. That's right. Predicted.
You got it right. Yes.
Spittle coming out of his mouth. Some of it landed on my arm. Don't play that.
Did Zion's stepdad convince you that he'll be happy going to New Orleans?
He went on a Baton Rouge radio station, and he sold me simply by knowing the nickname, we're happy to be going to the Crescent City. They are not going back to Duke, even though Windhorst and some others had suggested that as a possibility because he hasn't signed with an agent yet. And if he wanted to leverage the situation, he could. And if he wanted to play for no pay, he could. But instead, I feel like we all got it wrong at this network. Mike Greenberg yesterday standing up and applauding that the tankers weren't rewarded. We on this show saying that tanking wasn't rewarded. The Pelicans got rewarded for their tanking. The NBA went to them and said, you have to play your best players. All those other teams, Chicago and Phoenix, the Knicks, they weren't sitting their best players. There are only two teams that sat their best players, LeBron and this one, and they both got rewarded for tanking.
I'm enjoying getting all of my Pelicans news from dads. Like, we haven't heard from Anthony Davis's dad in a while. Let's hear what he has to say. And this is a very dad-like comment, right? Like, son, go to your room. You're playing for New Orleans. We all saw Zion's face at the draft. I mean, he's a very, very sweet kid, but he clearly wasn't thrilled. Now, that said, based on the reporting I've done on him and everything I know about him, I do expect him to play in New Orleans, and I don't think it's that bad of a destination, right? We've seen guys become stars in small markets before, and as far as basketball scenarios goes, he could do worse. They have Anthony Davis as a trade chip to build around him, and they have David Griffin in place to implement a plan, provided there is a plan.
Well, let me tell you a little secret about dads.
Sure.
Dads, they don't know. Hey, Zion, you hold out until you get to Miami. Miami is your final destination. That's what you got to do. Forget about New Orleans. Forget about, L.A. Forget about any other place, Miami, where the action is.
Don't listen to your own dad. Listen to this one.
Don't listen to mine either.
Do you have more or less respect for Adam Gase now?
Gase is his name. My father's been calling him Geese. He's not real happy with the 23-25 record that Gase had in Miami. And it's amazing to think that this is what's happened. And it must make Belichick laugh at what happens in this division. Adam Gase had the 29th ranked offense in the sport last year. He was 23-25 as a Dolphin. He tied himself to Tannehill and didn't make Tannehill any better. And since then, he's gotten fired. And what happened? He gets all the power in the Jets organization. The only thing he's done since getting fired is that crazy press conference where none of us knew where he was looking. The Jets gave away $125 million guaranteed free agent dollars, and Adam Gase wasn't in charge of that. 4 months that marriage lasted. That's crazy.
I love it. Adam Gase is the new finesse god. Like somewhere in Tennessee, Jeff Fisher is reading this news and says, dang, even I couldn't have pulled this off. Now, the problem is being coach and GM puts you in some awkward positions. We're hearing right now that part of the reason there was a rift between Gase and Maccagnan is that Gase didn't want to pay C.J. Mosley and Le'Veon Bell. Well, he's the coach, and now he has to coach them. So it could be a little bit awkward, and it's going to be tough for him to hang on to both jobs.
Are you kidding me? This is the guy who wanted Jay Cutler in the Dolphins.
That's right.
Why should anybody listen to the guy, you know?
Well,
the next thing you know, Cutler is going to be wearing a Jets uniform, and I mean, that's what is going to happen. That's right. I'm predicting that. I'm telling you that right now. He got all the power in that Jets organization, all right?
Maybe.
it does feel right.
Jay is back soon.
Okay. My father looks like a movie trailer.
He'll steal another $10 million,
Another
you know what I
$10
mean?
million stolen.
Do Deontay Wilder comments about killing his opponent make you more or less interested in the fight?
This man is really menacing. He knocks everybody out that he faces, and the heavyweight division is legitimately interesting for the first time in a long time. Unfortunately, the three fighters you want to see fight each other all have different promoters, and they probably aren't going to fight. That said, Deontay Wilder is selling his upcoming fight against not one of those two guys you want to see him fight against this way.
Hey, Dominique Brazil asked for this. I didn't go seek him, he seeked me. So if it comes, it comes. This is a brutal sport. This is not a gentleman's sport. I keep saying this is not a gentleman's sport. We don't ask to hit each other in the face, but we does anyway. And you can ask any doctor around the world, he'll tell you the head is not meant to be hit. Anybody can go. And on this particular time, we have bad blood against each other. This is the only sport where you can kill a man and get paid for it at the same time. It's legal. So why not use my right to do so?
I understand that, as Dan said, he is selling a fight. There is some marketing involved in all of this. But at the risk of sounding soft, like maybe you shouldn't threaten to kill someone. It feels to me like he was being hyped up by his friends and it went a little bit too far. Like he was like, yeah, I'm the best in the world. Yeah, man, you're the best. Yeah, I'm gonna knock him out. I'm gonna kick his butt. Yeah, you got this. Yeah, I'm gonna murder him in cold blood. Yeah, whoa.
Whoa,
That's
whoa.
right.
Well, that
Keep
is
going,
right.
keep
That
going,
is
keep
right.
going,
Keep going. My father wants it to keep escalating.
Get all excited about it.
He
I
was
already bought
very
tickets for
excited.
the
I
fight.
want to buy
I already bought tickets for the fight. Come on,
He's
let's
not even
go.
doing pay-per-view. He's going straight to the fight. Can we just look at that video again? Because I just want you to see how Deontay Wilder at the very end with the last two sentences leans into the question asker.
This is the only sport where you can kill a man and get paid for it at the same time. It's legal. So why not
Look
use my
out.
right to
Back
do so?
off, man. Back off.
Coming up next on Highly Questionable.
Against the Twins.
Back to the glove of order, is he?
Oh.
Confused.
Oh, Crone, the first baseman, was waiting for the throw from the second baseman. He thought it got through. He didn't think the pitcher had it, so he's sitting there.
What happened?
Children? Oh, nope, they're using their feet.
Oh.
wow.
Oh, pedaling. They've all got the same strategy, too. They all know. I mean, it is definitely a bike race.
It's also very impressive. Do you see how she approached that turn?
My Son's TV show is brought to you by T-Mobile. Whether you're home or away, T-Mobile has you covered. Time to play the game that questions its own reality. Do you question?
You give us topics and events, we question them.
Metaphysical.
Do you question who is to blame for this error?
Shohei Ohtani is back with the Angels. He's still got that elbow issue, but he hit a bomb the other day. What happened
Because he's so
here
good at both.
against the Twins?
Back to the glove of order, is he?
Oh.
Confused.
Oh, Crone, the first baseman, was waiting for the throw from the second baseman. He thought it got through. He didn't
Yeah.
think the pitcher had it, so he's sitting there.
You got to see Jonathan Scope on this play. Watch. We have another angle where we can show what Scope. Okay, so watch him. Watch how he moves.
Might have been a little confused.
Oh,
He fakes him out.
yes, the second baseman faked out his own first baseman. What are you doing?
Clearly, he's to blame for the error.
Baseball.
Well, there was a worse play from the same game.
No, there was not.
Yeah,
No, there was
look at that,
not.
right there.
Scope, little emergency hack, little dribbler. Cahill. He's going to try to glove it bare.
Oh, all right. That wasn't a worse play. That was a wonderful play.
Trying so hard.
Yes.
Pretty cool.
Yes,
Watch the glove.
Cahill,
Watch the glove.
with one of the least graceful moments in the history of athleticism.
Do you question if this should be scored as an error?
All right, let's go out to the Mets and Nationals game yesterday. The Nationals are batting. Should this be scored an error? We might have to go to replay here to check this out a couple of times.
Robles hits one well to deep left center. Back goes Lagares onto the track at the
Field.
It's an error in judgment, an error in athleticism, an error that results in a giant welt on your forehead.
Did he use the glove to cover your face?
You can't wear a glove to the park and then have that happen.
Well, that is not the worst thing that you could get hit in the face with.
Wait a minute,
Really?
what kind of comment is
Look
that?
at this now.
What do we got?
That's right.
I mean, this is
I
worse.
see
I
that.
agree.
I know.
I agree. This is worse right here. Wait for it. Wait for it. And there it is. There it is. Grandma Poop Nose. That's right. Poopnocchio. There she is. Poopnocchio.
I've seen it 5 times and it's still
It's funnier every time.
Do you question if this is one of the greatest athletic feats you have ever witnessed?
After Grandma Poop Nose is where it is on the show, we think it's one of the greatest athletic feats we've ever seen. What do we have here?
Okay. Oh, wow.
Yeah, and the answer to the question is yes. Why is this after Grandma Poop Nose? Yes, that's very impressive. That's hard to do.
Straightforward. Nothing terrible happened. Didn't fall on his head. Didn't get hit in flying poop. I'd say that's a W on highly questionable.
You want to see a combination of a flip and poop? There you have it.
Glad you asked.
That's
Mina.
right. There.
Glad you asked. Here is some flipping, and here.
There you go.
Unfortunate dismount. Ready?
Go!
There it is! Right there! Oh! Oh!
I just want to understand, do you guys have like folders with labels and you just looked at them and pulled up flying and pooped and then you
Yes,
saw an
yes,
overlapping vent?
yes.
I just want to understand.
Do you question if this qualifies as a bike race?
Those are like hiccups for her. Nobody said anything to her. She wasn't laughing. It just happens to her sometimes. Let's see what we've got here in terms of a bike race.
Children? Oh, nope, they're using their feet.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
Oh, pedaling. They've all got the same strategy, too. They all know. I mean, it is definitely a bike race.
It's also very impressive. Do you see how she approached that turn?
Are there any pedals on those bikes? There are no
No.
pedals. This is what it is. This is the deal.
I think she's wearing a skirt.
This is exhausting right here.
Oddly riveting, though. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, keep that lead. Come on. Number 2 is like right up on her. Nope, nope. Pulling away. She's pulling away. Yeah.
What would it be if not a bike race?
Well, at least no one got hurt on those bikes, but they did on this.
Oh, a montage of bicycle
right.
crashes. That was our excuse to play a montage of bicycle crashes, and frankly, it's worth it. Here we go. Yeah. Ouch.
How'd you think that was
Ouch.
gonna end?
How about this right here? Yeah.
Okay, that, I hope that person's okay.
They are okay. Landed in a tree, totally safe. Everyone here, totally okay. Nothing bad happened here. It's just funny video.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
I
this
hate
here,
this.
nobody got
Oh, I
hurt.
don't
No,
like-
this is
oh,
fine.
my
Yeah, this is
God.
totally fine. Totally fine. Bike didn't land on him. That,
Hubris.
totally fine. Totally
Hubris.
fine. And then this, the helpful arrow.
Grand finale,
Yeah, the helpful,
right
the
there.
grand finale, says my father. There it is. That's it.
Ooh, it's definitely a finale.
Coming up next on my son's TV show.
I don't know if this is a conversation with someone in the crowd.
He's upset. He always is. May have some anger management issues.
Got a code violation, smashed his racket, then listen here.
Probably to eat it, right? He's gonna try and catch a lizard so he can eat it. Yeah, congratulations to everyone except for that lizard.
Highly questionable is broadcast from the Clevelander Hotel on beautiful South Beach, Miami. Time to play the game that falls asleep every time he puts on a movie longer than 90 minutes. See?
Yeah.
Oh,
If
no.
your running time is over 2 hours and 15 minutes, you've lost me too. You tell us what to watch on TV tonight. We'll tell you if we're intrigued.
Tonight on ESPN, Game 2, Blazers and Warriors.
Is it fair to call Klay Thompson a little bit spacey? Fun, but a little bit spacey. Listen to him talking about visualizing jumpers.
I try to do it the night before a game. Andre Iguodala told me that Tiger Woods visualizes every single shot he shoots on 18 holes in the golf course. So if he can do that, that's incredible. That's so many golf swings. I try to put on classical Pandora or some nature sounds. I can't listen to like rap or hip hop while I do it because then I just get distracted. But something pleasant in the background. It's nice, man.
I mean, that's the music choice that I would not have guessed. Mina, are you intrigued?
Yes, to answer your question, I tried to explain Klay Thompson to someone who doesn't watch sports, and the best I could come up with is he is simultaneously the most weird NBA player and the most normal NBA player. It doesn't really make sense.
Poppy, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. I'm predicting that the Blazers are going to win tonight. You know, CJ McCollum and Cantor, they're going to have a hell of a game, the two of them. Never mind Damian Wheeler, you know what I mean? This guy here, CJ McCollum and Cantor, you know what I mean? Those are the guys that you gotta, what?
I don't know who Damian Willard is. I love that he called him McCollum, though. I love that.
Tonight on the Tennis Channel, the ATP Masters in Rome.
No, but this allows us to check in on that lunatic Kyrgios. He's the loudest thing in the sport since John McEnroe. What do we have here? He got DQ'd for this.
And then Nick had... I don't know if this is a conversation with someone in the crowd.
He's upset. He always is. May have some anger management issues.
Got a code violation, smashed his racket, then listen here.
Bobby Knight move there. The hurling of a flimsy chair, the footstool. If you really want to show your rage, throw one of those director's chairs out there, Kyrgios. Mina, are you intrigued?
No, we've seen this from this guy. It's like a little tired. I mean, throwing a tantrum and like...
I don't know, Mina, do you remember this?
Oh, Poppy with the video, surprise! Oh, tantrum. There it is. Look at it. Look at this. It's just terrible rage.
The throwing of the banana.
Wow, my father sang it. Hooray!
Why not?
Hooray! The throwing of the banana.
He egged me on.
On Discovery, Naked and Afraid.
Tales from Dan Le Batard's bedroom. Let's see what we have here.
Yeah, I'm very intrigued. Poor Lisa, you know, who was minding his own business, and this guy came from
That's right.
nowhere, you know.
Minding his own
And then,
business.
but now the family of that Lisa is going to come after you. You know, the brother, the sister, the father, the mother, everybody. He said, Mark Man in that place. But so you better move out of town. I'm telling you, you better put your clothes on.
Yes.
That's right.
All 4 lizards are gonna take you out.
That's all the time we have for today. Thank you for watching.
Mina Kimes podcast, football, fun, informative, and her dog Lenny's on it. That's not a reason to listen.
It is.
That's the reason to listen. You know, I feel that I have a lot of chemistry with you that I never had with Dan.
You're like the son he's never had,
you.
Mina.
See what I mean?
Oh, thanks.
right.
Appreciate it.
Hand passes between teammates are unreviewable. Hand passes between teammates are unreviewable. Hand passes.